What is going on, guys? It is FC Founder here, and today we are going over the most devastating downgrades to players going from FIFA 23 to FC 24. I already did a video on the best upgrades, which you can check in the top right. I don't know where my camera's right. I hope that's the right side for you. Maybe it's in the top right. Go check that video if you're curious. But today is going to be the best, well, worst downgrades. Let's get straight into it. We're going to start off with the most obvious one and most devastating one first. Cristiano Ronaldo going to the Saudi League this year. Honestly, having a decent season over there. Obviously not for Man U or in the World Cup, but yeah, definitely deserving of a downgrade. I don't know if he deserves 86. I maybe would have put him at 87, but yeah, definitely deserving of the downgrade. His age is definitely starting to show, but if you're getting some Saudi League players in your team, which honestly wouldn't be a bad idea this year considering of how many people actually moved there, still looks like a pretty decent card. 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot. He's got the power shot playstyle plus, which is going to be one of those really broken ones. He's got 77 pace, which isn't very good, but 88 shooting, 80 dribbling, and 74 physical. Still could be decent, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if you still see people using him. Up next, we've got his teammate, Sadio Mane, going from a 89 to an 86, receiving that -3 downgrade. Again, still looks like a pretty good card here. 85 pace, 83 shooting, 87 dribbling with a couple play styles, 4-star, 4-star. Again, could be another card that, if we see some promos for, could be solid. Like, there's some really good Saudi League players this year that, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if people end up using like hybrid Saudi teams because of players like Mane, Ronaldo, Benzema, you know, all these guys. Again, another good card, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see him again. Let's move to number 3. No longer in the Prem, it's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, going from an 85 to an 80. Yikes, man. A really bad season for this guy. I missed when he was over at Arsenal. Absolute baller over there a few years ago. But yeah, he's definitely not that same player that he was all those years ago. Down to 83 pace, 81 shooting. The rest are 70 something and below. Yeah, this card's not it anymore, man. He used to be a super pacey guy with good shooting. Now they've just absolutely destroyed his card, and for good reason, man. He's not that good anymore. Let's kick it over to the Bundesliga now, because up next, it's Thomas Müller. From an 87 to an 84, no longer a walkout. Unfortunate for him, but again, this is a card that doesn't look that bad until you look at the pace. 59 pace is pretty devastating. He was never really a fast card or a fast player in real life, but yeah, 84 rated now, down from an 87. Still has high work rates, which is still pretty decent, but yeah, he's just not usable anymore, man. Muller's usually fodder for SBCs anyway, but yeah, he's got a couple play styles, I guess, but I don't see him being used very much. Again, probably going to be fodder. Up next, it's none other than... Yeah, this guy got cooked because of the Saudi League transfer as well. 86 rated. I don't know, why does his head look like that? It looks like he's got like a bulge at the top of his head. I don't know, maybe I'm weird. I don't know. Anyways, 69 pace, 65 shooting, 73 passing, 80 dribbling, 85 defending. Honestly, the card doesn't look terrible. Throw a shadow on him and he still could be a decent CDM, but yeah, he's not going to be the same. He's got a playstyle plus intercept. I'm assuming that's going to help him intercept passes, I guess, but yeah, it looks okay, but then again, there's just going to be way better options in that CDM / midfield position. I don't know about Kante this year. Moving into a league we haven't talked about yet, it's Dries Mertens. I believe he was an 84 or an 83 last year. But man, he's aging, man. I remember when he was back, I believe on Napoli, and the guy was sick. I think I had him in my like FIFA 15 Ultimate Team. Mertens was such a baller. But yeah, honestly, it doesn't look like a terrible card considering he's 81 rated, 80 shooting, 80 passing, 83 dribbling. Like, those are decent stats. But yeah, nobody's using Turkish League cards. Nobody's going to use Mertens. I miss seeing this guy so good, but then again, yeah, it's not going to be it. Dries Mertens, he's been in the Turkish League for, I think, a couple years now, so yeah, he's always going to be fodder as long as he's there. Up next is an absolute heartbreaker. Ivan Perisic, man. This guy was an 84 rated, a -5 rating he's getting this year. He's got some good playstyles, and he is still 5-star, 4-star, which isn't bad considering he's a non-rare 79 rated player. And I'm going to be honest, looking at his stats, if he was a midfielder, like if you could play this guy center mid, it would be like a sneaky, decent center mid card. He's got 71 pace, 78 shooting, 80 passing, 79 dribbling, 73 defending, and 75 physical. Yeah, he's not a center mid, he's a winger. So this is a pretty bad winger, honestly. It's devastating because, yeah, Perisic is another one of those guys who's been good for a while, even for Croatia. But, yeah, he's devastating now. He's absolutely devastating. We're going to stay in the Prem on this one and move over to Jorginho, 85 rated, down to an 83. You didn't hear that voice crack. Honestly, looking at the stats, he got decreased. I'm surprised he's an 83. He only lost 1 on pace, 2 on passing, and got an upgrade in defending. So I don't know how he's an 83 rated, but he is. And honestly, like, his stats don't look terrible. He's completely unusable with the 53 pace, but medium work rates, I don't know. Like, if you get some promo cards that make his pace go up a little higher, could be decent, but his starter card, pretty bad. He's got some play styles, but I don't think that's going to make up for it. Let's stay in the Prem for a little longer here, because up next we've got Hugo Lloris. This guy went from a walkout down to an 83 rated card. Look at the stat decreases over here, man. He just lost everything. I don't know why it says pace, shooting, and all that, but he lost some huge stats. 83 rated goalkeeper now. Yeah, I mean, honestly, looking at his stats, he doesn't look terrible if you are going to start off with a Prem team in EAFC. He's got some decent stats, 85 diving, 86 reflexes, 81 positioning. Honestly, not bad for an 83 rated card, but not where he used to be, unfortunately. So, yeah, Hugo Lloris, man, unfortunate stuff. We'll stay on topic with goalkeepers. Manuel Neuer. Again, a lot of stat decreases here. He had some big injury issues this year for Bayern, so I'm not really that surprised. And he's still a walkout. So you know what? This is still probably going to be one of the better goalkeepers in the game because Neuer's also pretty tall. But I mean, yeah, at 37, those injury issues are not going to help him, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets lower and lower and lower. And with Sommer on Bayern now, I don't know if he's going to get a lot of starting minutes. We'll have to see, man. But yeah, still a good card, but I don't know about Neuer, man. He might get lower and lower as the years go on. I am going to get out of the goalkeepers and into some defenders now. Youssef Attal. This guy got some crazy promo cards this year in FIFA that were literally broken and nobody ever wanted to go against him. He had that level up one. I believe he had a road to the final, but he's a silver card now. Honestly, even though he's silver, it could be sneaky, like, decent. 5-star, 4-star, 86 pace. Obviously the defending isn't where you want it to be, but throw a shadow on him and this could still be a pretty usable card if you're using a Liga and team. You know, like, that will get his pace up to the 90s and his defending up to the 70s. There are some fullbacks that have similar stats, I'm not going to lie. So yeah, Youssef Attal got the downgrade down to a silver, but still could be usable even though he's only a silver now. Up next is another heartbreaker in my opinion, Paul Pogba. Obviously, he's not the player he used to be, but 82 rated, man. I think this is the last year we're going to see some, like, decent Pogba cards. I don't know if he'll get any promos because of all the stuff that's out about him right now, but I mean, he's got a playstyle plus Trivela. He's got a couple playstyles as well. But yeah, the pace 65 is not it. He's got good dribbling, he's got good passing, decent shooting, decent physical. You know what? It looks like a usable card if you throw like a Shadow or a Hunter on him, depending on how you want to use him. But yeah, 5-star skill moves as well. I just noticed that as well. Pogba still could be decent, I'm not going to lie, even though he's only 82 rated. Let's go to a guy who's also in the Serie A and just had a miserable year. Oh my god, Romelu Lukaku. Now at Roma, his card is still, like, he went from an 86 to an 84, I believe. It's still not a terrible card, but there's just going to be way better options to use for as a starter team. 80 pace, 84 shooting is still not terrible, but what a horrific year Lukaku had. I remember watching this guy in the World Cup and just thinking how out of place he looked. I don't remember what the game was. There was a game that he got subbed in late in one of the World Cup games for Belgium, and I think he missed like at least 2 open goal chances. And oh my god, man, that was just devastating to watch. I don't know what happened to this guy. He was one of my favorite players growing up, I'm not gonna lie, just because he was such an absolute behemoth and he could still get around you with his dribbling. But yeah, Lukaku's not it anymore, dude. Let's go back into the Prem for a little bit. A guy who is kind of devastating to see, because I absolutely love Mason Mount. I think he's such a legend. He's done stuff with guys like Philly and Chunks and all those guys on YouTube, but down to an 81 rated, a non-rare, man. That is tough. 4-star, 3-star with high work rates, which isn't bad, but yeah, look at his stats, man. They cooked Mount. 72 pace, 79 shooting, 82 passing, and 80 dribbling isn't bad, but yeah, he's not the best cam this year. It sucks to see, because you know what? He could still have a bounce back year. He's now on Man U, so you never know. He's been at Chelsea for a while, and honestly, it did not help his year considering he was on that absolute bum team. Mason Mount, man, I hope he has a bounce back here. Manchester United, we'll have to see, because I really like this guy. Let's go to his fellow countryman and also now fellow teammate, Jadon Sancho. Bro, this guy's down to an 82 rated, a non-rare as well. Still with 5-star skills, and honestly still could be usable here. 78 pace, 87 dribbling, which is still pretty good. I want to see this guy do so good, though. I remember at Dortmund how much of an absolute demon this guy was. Absolutely insane for that team when he was there with Holland and all those other guys. When Royce was crazy, you know, I miss Jadon Sancho being on top of the world. But yeah, man, I don't know, especially after the whole thing came out with him and Ten Hag about how, you know, Ten Hag was saying he wasn't doing well in training and all that, and Sancho did this whole tweet saying, oh, don't believe what Ten Hag says. Look at the stat decrease. I just realized minus 12 on physical. Yeah, Jadon Sancho, man, I hope he has a bounce back year, because I really like this guy. But yeah, I think his card's still usable, but it's not as good as it used to be. That's for sure. Marco Reus, what did they do to my guy, man? I love Reus. I absolutely love this guy. I remember back, I think in FIFA 20, he was like an 88 rated. So good, but another guy who's been plagued by injuries like for so much of his career. And yeah, he's down to an 83. He's not been a walkout for a while, but this is devastating to see. 4-star, 4-star. Honestly, his card still looks pretty decent. 83 shooting, 83 passing, 85 dribbling. Also has a playstyle plus chip shot. I don't know what that entails. We'll have to see, but got a few playstyles to his name. Honestly, looks like a decent cam. If you can put a Hunter on him or anything that ups his pace, looks pretty good, honestly. If you're getting some Germans on your team or some, you know, some Bundesliga guys, consider Reus. Low rated, but not bad. We're getting into the last few players here, and we're going to stay in the Bundesliga for one more. Oh, is that how you spell his name? Ah, it's a double C. Yeah, those Italians. But yeah, Leonardo Bonucci, now at Union Berlin. This is an absolute violation on his card, man. 47 pace. He lost 7 pace this year, 3 defending and 3 physical, just up 1 on the passing. I don't know why they did that. Yeah, high defensive work rate, so it's not terrible, but yeah, Bonucci's not getting any younger, and that's pretty evident. I'm curious to see what he does in the Bundesliga. I remember actually seeing him recently announce that, and I thought he was going to retire because he has been playing football for quite a while, but I mean, he's now at Union Berlin, who had a pretty good year in the Bundesliga last year out of nowhere. So yeah, we'll have to see what he does. Leonardo Bonucci, I really like this guy, and I miss him and Chiellini absolutely dominating for Italy. But now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the very last player I have on my list here, who has, I think, the highest downgrade, as far as I'm aware, in terms of like the gold players, the highest downgrade in this game so far, Jamie Vardy. What a absolutely devastating downgrade this got. Look at his stats. -8 on the pace, -5 on the shooting, -1 on the passing, -5 on the dribbling, -5 on the physical. Going from an 85 down to a 78, that's a -7 downgrade for those of you who cannot do math. Now in the championship with Leicester, what a absolute glow down this guy had. Even his freaking game face looks scary. Oh my god. He looks like he's staring into my soul right now. 76 pace, 79 shooting. Doesn't have a single stat above 80 anymore. Oh my god. I remember when Vardy was absolutely destroying the Prem, and Leicester had that crazy year where they won the league. Wow, that feels so long ago now. Jamie Vardy, 78 rated, a non-rare gold. It's sad to see Leicester in the championship, man. They just had such a bad year, and yeah, I hope they at least, at the very least, get promoted into the next year into the Prem, but we'll just have to see. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I've been loving doing this YouTube stuff. This is my, depending on how I upload it, 3rd or 2nd video. Should be my 2nd actually. We'll have to see, but yeah, I'm really enjoying this stuff, and I hope you are as well. Stick around if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button. I'm posting EAFC content and might have another video on Rainbow Six Siege if you like that game. Make sure you stay in for more. But anyways, that's going to do it from me. Thank you again, and peace.